Into hiding. You can come in. The doctor gestured for them to follow. Quietly, though. He's recovering. Isla practically flew off her seat, crossing the cramped waiting room and pushing her way in behind the doctor. Rook followed close behind. The rest of his friends seemed content to remain in the waiting room, but Rook felt duty-bound to see this through to the end. He'd been the one who had argued to fight for Isla, after all. The clinic wasn't a very large building, and it lacked any of the modern amenities or technology he might have taken for granted back on Earth. Even so, the hallways were clean, and the handful of medical rooms seemed passable enough. The doctor led them to the little room at the very end, holding a hand inside towards the bed. Faust lay there, covered in blankets up to his neck and apparently asleep. He did not move as they approached. "You brought him here just in time," the doctor whispered. "Another few minutes and we wouldn't have been able to save him. As it is, he'll need some time before he can walk again." "Can I go in?" Isla asked eagerly. The doctor frowned. "All right, but don't move him. He needs rest." "I understand," Isla whispered. "I'll let him sleep." The doctor left them as Rook followed Isla into the room. "You've condemned yourselves to a life as fugitives." The voice came from just beside him, and Rook turned. Suri was there, her violet form shifting faintly like a heat shimmer. "The bounty won't forget you." "I know," Isla responded without looking at Suri. She stood just beside the bed, looking down at the man lying there. Rarely had Rook seen such love on any face, human or otherwise. "I don't care. I don't think Faust will either. If we're together, that's all that matters." "You could still be happy apart," Suri insisted, her voice a harsh whisper. "All this suffering was needless. If you hadn't formed the soul bond, neither of you would have been hurt." "You don't think it's worth it?" Rook asked quietly. "Isla wants to be with the man she loves. It doesn't matter that one of them suffered. Sometimes suffering is necessary to be with the people we love." Suri turned away from him, but Isla looked up with tears in her eyes. "It's worth it," she whispered. "Being with Faust is worth everything in the world to me." "Your compassion clouds your judgment," Suri said, not looking at them. "It will hurt you one day." She vanished with a flash of angry light, leaving them alone again. "I'm sorry. We have nothing to give," Isla said, lowering her head. "But thank you for saving us. There aren't many who would."
"Maybe not," Rook agreed. "But that doesn't mean it wasn't the right thing to do."